Hello everyone, I'm Noel Lennon.
I'm Crane Giant.
Thanks for ruining that. And welcome to
Finally breathe again.
and welcome to the Majora's Mask playthrough.
Yep.
I've been looking forward to this one, let me tell you that, peeps.
Yeah, well, it was going to be next year, but Harry got too excited, and so we had to do it sort of straight away.
Now, I just want to say this right now before we start. This is my favourite game ever made, and that's a big claim. And
Big claims, Harry Clements.
it's like Cole Phelps. You know, it's like Cole Phelps traffic. Sorry, that's what if you're watching, this will probably be the second playthrough going on at once, but you'll probably notice that this is being recorded in conjunction with LA Noire, so you're going to have both this and LA Noire going on at the exact same time.
Yep.
So, two playthroughs for you to enjoy. Now,
Quite.
I just want to say, why do I enjoy this game? I can't really put it into words, to be honest, but I think we're going to find out as we go along why I think this is not just the best Zelda game, but my favourite game ever made. It's just little things that we're going to spot that really make this the best Zelda game, and I love it. I love this game. I think you've heard how much I love this game.
Yes. Right. From the off, I probably should say I haven't yet completed this.
No,
but I will be playing it, so I'll be ahead of where
we are.
For recording, I would have played what I need to do and
Link's sitting above that fence.
But
just want to point that out.
I have played. I've done the first 3 days, and
You're on the way to Woodfall Temple.
yes.
I like how
So
I
I've
know
done
where
that.
you are. I've been watching outside, watching your progress.
But from what I've played so far, I'm really enjoying it. But we'll do that as we come up to different points.
Okay, I'll just talk about what kind of run this is going to be. This is going to be a
Just gonna say, I love that music change.
Yeah, I love that. It's really sinister. Love that lighting as well.
Nice crossfade.
Just say what we're going to be doing for this run. So that's my reaction upon not seeing a HD remake of this game at E3 last year. Just saying. Okay, let's begin. Okay, I just want to explain what kind of run this is going to be.
We're going to be Dave again.
No. Do you want to be?
I don't mind, just up to you.
Yeah, fuck it. It's going to ruin the atmosphere this game's going for, but fuck it.
Just for the purposes of Middleman Comms, we have to be Dave.
I'm talking about what kind of run this is going to be for the third time.
Sorry for having a point.
This is going to be not a 100% completion, because I'm not getting every heart piece, because this has the most heart pieces of any Zelda game, because it has the least amount of dungeons, but I'll get into that in a minute. I'm going to be getting all of the masks, I'll be trying to get all of the bottles, and I'll be obviously completing the story, because that's the point of this.
Yep, it's not a speed run, it's not 100%, it's not a walkthrough, it's just
A playthrough.
a playthrough. We'll get the important stuff.
Yeah.
And have a laugh on the way without trying to offend too many people.
But if you laugh at any of the game's serious moments, I will actually murder you, because this is great. Okay, I want to say what this game's story is about. Link is searching through apparently the lost woods, these are supposed to be, for a beloved and invaluable friend, which is heavily implied to be Navi the fairy, who just disappeared at the end of Ocarina, as you may remember. She just disappears. She's not explained why, but Link is looking through the forest for Navi. Now, there's a lot of fan. This is probably the most talked about Zelda game, I would say, in terms of fan theory, in terms of, because a lot of the game's plot points aren't fulfilled, but they're done in a way that doesn't take away from what the story is about, you saving the world.
Yeah, of course.
Now, one of them is Link's fate in this game, because, like, the game. I'm not going to spoil anything, because I'm pretty sure this game's only 15 years old, but
I pretty much know what happens anyway.
Okay, I'll just say this. The game ends as it begins, you going through the forest, and I want to talk about some of the fan theories, because some of them are really interesting. Here's our bad guy, by the way. Love that fade in. In Twilight Princess, you learn some new sword techniques from Astolfos, who is heavily implied to be the Link from this game. Now, there's one of the things that I really find interesting is there's evidence that supports this. Okay, 1, Link gets lost in lost woods, and as is said in the first game, in Ocarina, a non-Kokiri who gets lost in the woods becomes Astolfos. So that's one evidence, and obviously we know Link's a Hylian. 2, Link feels regret for not being able to pass down any of his skills or knowledge to his descendants, so he is haunted by that. So he becomes a ghost or a skeleton, technically. That's quite a dark fate for our hero, actually. That's really interesting. Here are the two. I'm going to be honest. The fairy tale Tail, I think you call her. Tail.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, that's her brother, Tattle. I'm an idiot. Tattle is one of the best companions in any Zelda game, right next to Midna from Twilight Princess, but you'll be seeing that when we get to that eventually.
Alright, we're doing that apparently.
Yeah, I want to do it one day. I like it.
We'll try and get through most of the Zelda games probably.
This is a very action-packed intro, and I really do like it. I think it's a great introduction to the Skull Kid, and, you know, it gives us already a good incentive to get straight stuck into the story.
Yeah, and this game, even though it's still on the same console thanks to the expansion packs, does look a slight bit better.
Yeah, there are some definite an appalling graphical quality. Specifically on the environments, as you can see, the grass looks a lot, but more like colourful and different.
It has a sort of texture.
Yeah. So I'm trying to move with the if you're wondering why I'm getting this grass, it's quite useful to get this straight away because unlike Ocarina, you do need a lot of money in this game, so it's worth getting it now and saving up.
Yeah.
I love the music in this section. It's really tense and it brings a really good atmosphere to it. It's one of my favourite things about this game is the music, which is actually my favourite Zelda soundtrack. Yeah. You're going to be hearing that phrase a lot, people. My favourite Zelda this or that. See those little flips? Yeah, I'm just using that technique you taught me, rolling before jumping, and I nearly fell off that platform then because I just did it.
It's one of the few, well not few, quite probably many glitches in this game. The roll jump.
Yeah.
If you roll before you jump off a surface, I don't know how far it's extended by, but you'll jump further. I
think it's doubled or something like that. Now, as we're falling through this 90s rave, one of the biggest theories about this game is that Link's actually dead. That fall kills him. And that's a dark theory, but it's supported by the fact that when you die in this game, you're told you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? And that said, you hear that in a minute for the first time. So that's a massive theory that
it's a game theory.
yeah, exactly.
Thanks,
that you're
guys.
dead. Also, the fact that you see a lot of the people from Hyrule in this game implies that Link is technically dead. He's just hallucinating, basically. Now, I love that lighting effect on him there, and this is a really, really dark thought that he's killed Epona. Because at this point, you think she's dead, because he doesn't tell you that she's alive, basically. That was a massively retarded statement I just said. You know she's not alive because Skull Kid just you know she's dead because Skull Kid just told us she's not alive.
I just went with it.
Yeah. Have you ever read the manga to this game?
I haven't.
There is actually a very good manga of it.
I know of it.
It's very, very good, actually.
I was planning on getting them all at some point. But...
I would. The Ocarina of Time one's a bit weak, but I do like the Majora's Mask one fills in a lot of the backstory of Majora itself.
Yeah, that's why I think it'd be quite nice, just for story purposes.
Yeah.
For the game. But they're out of stock at the moment on Amazon.
Okay, now that we've been turned into a Deku Kid, Link has the appropriate reaction. That was well timed, actually. I thought I was going to be a bit early there. Now, straight away, something very striking about the lighting is very, very striking in this game. But how moody and depressing it makes everything look. Like, a lot of it's helped by, the environment. I mean, look how dark and grungy this stuff looks.
Yeah.
And like the fact that Link looks sad as a Deku Tree. And just stuff like that really makes this game one of my most favourite to talk about, because there's so much in this game that's implied and never said. Like, where is this place? Where are we? Do we know? No, we don't, because it's never said.
No.
And one of my favourite parts of I'm going to call it stories we're not told. That's going to become a running thing in this game. Is coming up in a minute, when probably one of the darkest parts of this game, actually. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so, but yeah. And compared to Ocarina, this is a much darker opening. When you first play Ocarina, it's like, shit, what's happening?
Yeah. This game just dumps you, doesn't it? Just dumps you in this place.
And then, obviously, with the lighting, it's much better.
Yeah.
Not that Ocarina is bad opening. I'm not going to say that at all.
But for me personally, there's nothing that can beat. I mean, just like, it dumps you in the shoes of Link much better than Ocarina ever did. And I love this bit. When she just decides to be your partner, the look on Link's face is amazing. Now, happily, unlike... There they go, look. fourth wall. It's just been fucking raped. Unlike Tata won't make this annoying, hey, listen kind of thing. She'll make this kind of pleasant to listen to, ringing like a bell kind of noise, which is much more pleasant to listen to. And automatically for me, what makes her a better character than Navi, straight off the bat, is the fact she's got a character development. She starts off the game quite rude and like insults you a lot, basically.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, she's helpful and she's nice. I'm sorry if I spoilt the story a bit for you there.
No, it's fine.
Is a returning item from Ocarina. Works exactly the same way.
Right.
Actually, that's something interesting about this game, that it reuses a lot of Ocarina of Time's assets, and that the reason for that is the game started off as an expansion to Ocarina of Time with more dungeons and everything. That idea was scrapped, however, because they realised that was fucking retarded, basically.
A little bit, yeah.
Before we talk more about the backstory to this game, I want to talk about this thing that we're going to go over to in a minute. I'm not going to do the Z targeting because I can't be bothered. Okay, This is depressing. I'm going to explain... Sorry, I'll just read that text again. I'll do it slowly. Okay, let me talk about that for a second. Whenever you assume a new mask form in this game... hang on, I'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to talk about this. There's so much to talk about. This intro is trippy and weird, and I love how you enter Termina. Like, where have we just entered from? Why did it... We fell down a hole and now we've gone through a twisty corridor. Where are we? It's weird, and it further supports the idea that Link's dead, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's too weird, this opening. I'll talk about the mask thing in a second. Actually, we got a time to kill because of the 3-day thing, so... There you go. Met with a terrible fate. This is the Happy Mask Salesman from Ocarina of Time, being reused here as the Happy Mask Salesman from Majora's Mask. Can you see that? See that mask? I'm pointing at it right now for George, but
yep.
That's Elvis. That's a nice touch. Now, Happy Mask Salesman is one of the things that's not explained to the audience that well, intentionally. Who is he? Where's he come from? How did he get the mask? Where did he get the mask? None of this is actually important in the grand scheme of things, but this is an important thing an interesting thing to talk about, because he's one of the... You know, who is he?
Yeah.
He's weird. Like the fact there's a jump cut every time he speaks.
Yeah.
Automatically makes him look quite off and weird. But for me, he's one of the more interesting characters in this game to talk about as well. I mean, yeah, we've saved the world from Ganondorf already, so I think we'll be fine with this. Okay, let's go and see where we are. Oh, I love that ominousness of it. There's so much to talk about, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Yes, just good.
So I was just being quiet just for this little opening thing. So where are we? Are we in a different world? Different dimension? Nobody knows. Okay, I'll talk about that Deku thing now, straight away.
Okay.
Now, whenever you get a new mask, you have to use the Song of Healing on a dying person or a dead person. Ooh, excuse me. And you take their soul and inhabit it and put it in the mask.
Yeah.
Now, what is heavily implied is that Deku that you just passed a minute ago is the one is the form that you're assuming. Oh, just missed that fairy there. Missed it again. And the Deku the butler for the Deku King that we'll speak to later says that his son is missing. He can't find his son because his son left him years ago. And he also says that you look a lot like his son. So that heavily implies that you've taken his son's form.
Yeah.
Not by choice, obviously, but I mean, like, that's really dark. And I wasn't expecting that at all when I first played this. Mm-hmm. That's one of the many unsolved things. It's never explicitly stated, but there's a lot of evidence to support it. Now, there's a lot to do in this first 3 days. Unfortunately, there isn't enough, so you're going to be seeing a lot of standing around doing nothing.
Yes.
Now,
well, we'll think of points to talk about.
Yeah. Actually, a point to bring up right now is that the time does actually move a lot quicker for the first day. Apparently, it moves like a third quicker or something like that. Now, I'll talk about the main gameplay, or the main change for this game that from Ocarina. You've probably noticed that device at the bottom of the screen there. That is your clock. That is your lifesaver for this game. You have 72 hours to save the world, and well, that clock basically tells you how many hours you've got left. For a normal amount of time, 72 hours in real world time is about 6 hours. So you have about 6 hours. Oh shit, I meant to get more rupees there. You have about 6 hours until the moon crashes to the ground and kills everyone.
Well, you can slow it down.
Yeah, you can slow it down.
With the inverted Song of Time?
Yeah.
Yes.
As you'll learn later, you can triple the amount of time you have, giving yourself about 18 hours or something like that. So probably not, sorry, not 18 hours. About... no, sorry, let me rephrase that. For a normal amount of time is 3 hours until the moon crashes.
Oh,
when you use the inverted song time, that gives you about 6 hours, maybe. I haven't really kept count, but you get a lot more time to do it.
Yeah, of course.
And and also you can skip forward in time using the double song of time. We'll be using them a lot. Trust me, later on. I'm just getting the maps now just because it's something to do and because it's quite helpful.
Yeah, of course.
Now, the fairy I got a minute ago, that appears in 2 places. On the day, it appears in this spa area where I was a second ago. At night, it appears in East Clocktown, which I'll be showing off in a minute. I'll even show you where it is, just in case you want to get it at night. If you do choose to go and get it at night. Now, one of the things I think this game is better at than Ocarina, the many things, is that the game does actually give you direction at times, and we can kind of talk about that, whether you think that's true or not. But I mean, like, she tells you to go and talk to the fairy, and what you're supposed to do in the sequence events that you're supposed to do, you're supposed to come and talk to the fairy first. She'll tell you to go and get that thing and tell you where to find it, basically. So and then she'll kind of give you have to kind of use your own intuition to kind of figure out what you're supposed to do. It's not like the game doesn't give you direction, because I think it really does. I think you just have to use your brain a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Just saying. That model looks much better.
Yeah. There we go. Magic power. Getting it a lot quicker than we did in the first game. I'm going to be calling Ocarina of Time the first game from now on, just because this game is a sequel to it. So.
Yeah, off the Nintendo 64 series anyway.
Yeah.
I guess you can call it, yeah.
This magic allows us to shoot bubbles. Yay.
Woo.
Not exactly arrows, but, you know, they do.
It's a start, I guess.
We'll be coming back here in a later part, actually, to get a mask, so...
Yes. Yeah, I got that.
We'll see you later. Now, what you have to do with this bubble blast is actually I think one of the most genius parts of... Sorry, one of the most subtle parts of this game is the prepping for the actual fight with Majora's Mask. And I'm just going to grab this rupee and I'll show you what I mean. Now, for when you eventually fight the Skull Kid on top of the clock tower there, you have to shoot a bubble at him. That's subtle priming because it's got the face of it, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's really great. Now, let's speak to this kid.
You're not going to get the heart piece on top of the tree.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
How can you get it? Sorry, how can you get it as So if you wonder why, how do you get it as a Deku?
Oh right, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you can't get it as a Deku. You have to get it as a normal.
Okay. Yep. Sure.
Oh yeah, so I have to shoot the balloon again. Actually, that's a really cool part of this game. Is I was gonna say the really cool part of this game, the racism. Wait.
Wow.
One of the good parts of this game is that they treat you differently for each form you have. Like, if you're a Goron, they talk to you more politely, but if you're a Deku, they actively despise you for some reason. I don't like being actively despised, don't get me wrong. I hate this game of hide and seek. They can be really
such a pain in the ass.
They can be really tricky to find. What I would suggest is getting close to them and then just spinning like I just did just then.
Yeah. Or doing what I did for one of them and end up chasing him for about 10 minutes, I think.
Oh, the worst part of it is when you getting caught in one of the entrances because you can't get close to them.
Oh.
I think there's... Isn't there two? Yeah, sorry, I forgot that one was over there, yeah. What? What happened there? I hit the tree. That was weird.
Close. Very close.
Yeah. Clocktown, I've got to say, is my favourite hub world from any Zelda game. It's so full of life and everything. Because everything runs on the timer, and this is one of another favourite part of the game, it takes up less memory because they just have to make the people follow a schedule, if you know what I mean. They don't always have to be doing something new because they're just it makes sense for the game, and it takes a lot of weight off of the producers and the and that's genius because they found a compromise between that. Now, this is the bank. You're going to be wanting this to... Oh, shit. So you're going to be wanting this to store your rupees in, obviously. So, something that doesn't make any sense, though, is... Look, I'm going to put money in here.
Yep.
Put the right amount of money in here. And I'll come back... I'm going to walk back in time later, and it's still going to be here. That doesn't make any sense. But...
Rupees can't time travel.
Yeah. But... I guess you could make the argument that he stamps your hand and tells you how much you have in the bank. So,
oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know. It still doesn't make any sense because you'd think he'd remember it. If you're wondering why I went back down here, it's just to get some rupees because I'm always going to be getting rupees for this first 3 days just so I can keep building up my savings account pretty much. Because you are going to need it. This is actually the easiest game to get rupees in any Zelda game. That's because the chests that you can see on the map there, that brown bit at the bottom. Sorry, when you come back. Here's East Clocktown, complete with jugglers and kids holding chickens. Also, where you can get the most amount of heart pieces in the game. Sorry, in Clocktown, the area you can get the most.
Right.
Because of the games, the milk bar, that place. And that one over there, and the chess game there. You can get all heart pieces in there. Something I don't like about controlling the Deku form is the control for this flower flying system. I find it quite annoying. It's quite stiff. So like that going there, we're gonna really fuck him over later. Trust me. His name is actually Dave. I'm not kidding you.
Nice.
His name is whatever you name your character in this.
Okay.
Or Link in this. And what you can do is, basically you can go in there before him and get his key.
Ooh.
Get his... I don't want him going down there. Get his key for the room so you can have a room in there. And he has to sleep outside. It's quite funny, actually. All that little shit.
How are you finding the control for this, for the PlayStation controller?
Got him. Sorry, what? Did you see that? That's how you do it. It's quite good, actually.
I know Ocarina could be a bit awkward at times, but
it's easy with the stick. This code will always be the same.
No, it's not.
Isn't it? 15324. It always was the same on my copy.
Nope. Look, I'll show you my one from my game. I believe it's 31524.
Don't say that. I'm trying to remember what that one was.
Oh,
15324. I remember it.
Do you want me to write it down just in case?
No, I've got it. I'm
Do you want me to write it down just in case?
I'm here.
Just in case.
Of what? Shit.
Tell me. 13. What was it? He's buggered it up, I bet you. Right,
You're welcome.
I wasn't looking.
15324.
Yeah, anyway. We're going to have to call this apart in a minute, anyway.
Yeah, well, hang on.
We're getting on a bit.
I'll get to the observatory and then we'll call it apart. Sorry, the observatory. Now, what you want to do for this bit is go to the observatory. Well, go to the observatory, basically, because we're going to... And then there's not a lot to do in this first, because it assumes that you're going to spend a lot of time...
Yeah, so mine's 31245.
Okay. I don't care.
I'm just saying, they're always different. You said there's not.
I thought they weren't.
Yeah, they're always different.
Yeah, well, there's not actually a lot to do in this these first 3 days because the game just assumes that you're just going to spend a lot of time fumbling about wondering what to do. I don't, because I know what I'm doing. So, we'll see you next time when we're going to be finishing off the first 3 days of Clocktown. So we'll see you next time.